Hello, hello. Welcome back to the mat and welcome to your evening wind down practice. This practice, as the name implies, is to help you wind down from your day. So it'll be nice after a long day of work or whatever it is you spent your day doing. This will be a nice practice to sort of decompress, to let go of the day, to release it and relax into your evening. It'll be a gentle, mellow Hatha practice. For this practice, I'm going to recommend having at least one yoga block handy. And if there are any other prompts that you'd like to have, a blanket, a bolster, anything else that you'd like to have handy, have that handy. But in terms of what you'll need, I would say just one block, probably at a minimum. So go ahead, grab your props, unroll your mat, and I will meet you right here in a tall seat. Alrighty, sitting up nice and tall. Any configuration in the legs is fine, whatever feels most comfortable. You can bring the palms to face down on the legs, on the knees, and invite the eyelids to close. I'll take a few rounds of breath here to sort of dip in, to check in. So you can take a gentle scan of the body. Notice how everything is feeling. Noticing any sensations that are present in the physical body. No judgment or labeling, just becoming aware of what's present. Taking your awareness a little deeper inward to your breath. Noticing the quality of your breath. Noticing the sensation of your breath as you inhale and exhale. Allow this awareness of your breath to ground you in this present moment. Allowing whatever has happened today to fall away. That's all done now. So bring yourself into the here and now, allowing yourself to release the day that has already taken place. Go ahead and take a big breath in through your nose, fill up the belly. Open your mouth and let it go. Take two more just like that. And with each one, allow yourself to release the day a little bit more. Big inhale. Let it go. One more big breath in. And release. Beautiful. We're going to start with some rolls of the head, some neck circles. So if you'd like to keep the eyes closed, you can, just following the sound of my voice. Go ahead and drop the chin towards the chest. And then you're going to bring your right ear to the right shoulder. And then bring the head back if it feels okay on the neck. And then come back, right ear, right shoulder, and chin to chest. And left ear, left shoulder. Drop the head back. And left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. Right ear, right shoulder, and back. Right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest. Left ear, left shoulder, and back. Left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. Full circles this time. Right ear, right shoulder. Drop the head back. Come around, left ear, left shoulder, chin to chest. Take one more in this direction. Coming to the right and back, left and down, switching directions. Left ear, left shoulder, and back. Right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest. One more like this. Left ear, left shoulder, and back. Right ear, right shoulder, chin to chest. And then lifting the head up, neutral spine. We're going to come into a seated cat-cow. So the hands are going to sort of pull back on the knees gently on your inhale as you puff up the chest, lifting the gaze and the heart towards the sky. And then as you exhale, rounding the spine, bringing the chin towards the chest. Inhale to arch, open the heart. And exhale, round. Inhale, arch. And exhale, round. Take two more like this, following your natural breath. Allowing your breath to move you. And then finding a neutral spine, and we'll come into a twist. So go ahead and lift the arms up high by the ears. Take an inhale to lengthen crown of the head to the sky. As you exhale, twist to the right from the belly, the ribs, the shoulders. Left hand comes to the right knee, right hand comes behind you. As you turn the gaze to look over the right shoulder. On your inhale, turn the head back to center, followed by the shoulders, the ribs, the belly. Lift the arms high. Take an inhale here to lengthen. Exhale, twist to the left from the belly, the ribs, the shoulders. Right hand to the left knee, left hand behind you, turning the gaze over the left shoulder. Inhale to turn the head back to center, followed by shoulders, ribs, and belly. Beautiful. From here, go ahead and make your way into a tabletop position, hands and knees. And from your tabletop, we'll take some lateral stretches. So from hands and knees, go ahead and extend the right leg straight back behind you, and then take the right foot, cross it over towards the left, and bring the ball of the foot down onto the earth. So the ball of the right foot will be on the earth to the outside of the left foot. Take an inhale to lengthen the spine. And as you exhale, turn to look over the left shoulder so you can take a peek at your right foot over the left shoulder. You should feel a nice stretch all along the right side of the body. Breathe into that space. And then come back to center, bringing the right knee back underneath you. And we'll switch sides. So extending the left leg straight back, crossing left leg over towards the right, bringing the ball of the foot down onto the earth. Inhaling to lengthen spine long. Exhale, turn to look over the right shoulder, taking a peek at your foot. Sending the breath into the left side of the body. And then coming back to center. And from here, we'll come into downward facing dog. So you can walk the hands forward about one hand's length, tuck the toes, lift the knees and the hips. Find your downward facing dog shape. And feel free to take any movement here. Notice the parts of the body that are speaking to you the most as you come into this shape. Send those areas a little extra love. And from here, we're going to come into a child's pose. So bring the knees to the earth, nice and easy. Big toes touch. And you can choose if you'd like the knees wide or if you'd like to bring the knees together. Completely up to you. Go ahead and lower seat to feet as you bring the forehead to the earth. Notice any sensations you feel in the lower back here. One more breath here. And then lift back up. Make your way back into your downward facing dog. And from your downward facing dog, we're going to step the right foot in between the hands. Coming into a low lunge, so go ahead and bring the left knee onto the earth. And when you feel steady, go ahead and lift the torso for your Anjaneyasana low lunge pose. So look for square, even hips. So you kind of want to imagine pulling the right hip back slightly and the left hip forward slightly to bring them in line. Bring the pubic bone up towards the navel so you're protecting the low back, and with all of that engaged, maybe you can deepen into the lunge, coming deeper into the right knee. Maybe not, and that's totally okay. I forgot to mention, but if you'd like to pad up the left knee, please feel free. A blanket, a towel, maybe rolling up your mat. Protect the knees. Take one more inhale here. As you exhale, we're going to bring the left hand onto the earth next to the right foot. So the right arm is going to stay lifted. You're coming into a twist. Left hand down, twisting the torso towards the right leg. Right hand reaching towards the sky, turning the gaze up towards the right fingertips if that feels okay on the neck. Otherwise, totally okay to keep a neutral neck, looking straight to the side. Take one more inhale. Exhale to bring the right hand down. And from here, we're coming into an Ardha Hanumanasana. So begin to straighten the right leg as you pull the hips back in space. If the earth feels like it's too far away from you here, please bring a couple blocks underneath your hands to support you. Take an inhale to lengthen the heart towards the feet, or towards the right foot. And then lowering the torso over the leg, maybe a little, maybe a lot. Check in with that right hamstring, see what it has to say about this pose. Make sure that you're keeping an active quadricep, so you're pulling the right kneecap up towards the hip point. Active quad will help the hamstring to release here. Beautiful. Go ahead and rebend the right knee. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and from here you're going to step the left foot up next to the right, coming into a forward fold. So feel free to bring the feet hip width distance if that feels more comfortable, or you can bring the big toes to touch, whatever works for you. We're going to take a ragdoll fold here for a moment. See if you can notice the difference in sensation between left and right hamstrings here in this forward fold. Really let the head hang heavy here. You can keep a bend in the knees as much as you need here. On an inhale, go ahead and lift the torso halfway. Bring a big bend into the knees so the torso is resting on the legs. Bring the hands back behind you, clasp them, and then fold back over the legs, straightening the legs a little or a lot as you pull the shoulder blades back towards each other, opening the shoulders. So if you spent a lot of your day kind of hunched over a device of some sort, this is a really nice stretch, opening the shoulders and the chest as well as the lower back. One more inhale. And exhale, release the hands to the earth. From here, we're going to step the right foot way back and find your low lunge on the left side. So the right knee will come onto the earth. Again, feel free to pat it up underneath the right knee as you like. When you feel steady here, go ahead and lift the torso and the arms for your Anjaneyasana low lunge. So again, remembering to pull left hip back slightly, right hip forward slightly, so the hips are in one line, and pull the pubic bone up towards the navel. Keep the lower belly firm, protecting the low back, and from there, maybe finding a little bit more depth in this pose. Inhale here. As you exhale, bring right hand onto the earth, left arm reaching towards the sky, open the chest towards the left leg. Coming into your twist, maybe lifting the gaze if that feels okay on your neck. Taking one more inhale. Exhaling to release the left hand down. And coming into your Ardha Hanumanasana. So pulling the hips back in space as you straighten the left leg a little or a lot. Totally okay to keep a bend in the knee if the hamstrings are feeling really tight. Take an inhale here to lengthen the heart towards the left foot. And as you exhale, maybe you can lower the torso over the leg. Go ahead and rebend the left knee. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, and step the right foot up to meet the left, coming back into your forward fold. Go ahead and find hip width distance in the feet for this forward fold. We're going to come into some twists. So take an inhale to lift halfway, lengthening crown of the head forward. And if you'd like to bring a block kind of right underneath the face, this would be a nice place for that. You're going to bring the left hand right onto the block, or if you prefer no block, right onto the earth underneath the face, bringing right hand onto the sacrum. So we're going to try to keep the hips fairly level. So if you were to bring, say, another block onto the hips, as we twist, that block is not going to fall off. It's going to stay sort of steady, yeah? So if you want to play with the block, feel free, or you can just bring the hand onto the sacrum. Take an inhale to lengthen, and exhale, twist to the right, belly, ribs, shoulders. And then from here, releasing the right arm to the sky, maybe turning the gaze up. And now go ahead and bend into the left knee. Allow the hips to shift as you open the chest further towards the right side. One more inhale. Exhale, release to center. Bring the right hand onto the block or onto the earth underneath the face, left hand onto the sacrum. Inhale to lengthen long. As you exhale, twist left, belly, ribs, shoulders. Releasing the left arm to the sky, keeping the hips steady and even for now. And now go ahead, bend into the right knee. Allow the hips to shift as you find more opening in the chest. One more inhale here. And then exhale, release to the earth. You can move the block if you used it. Bring the big toes to touch. Take an inhale, lift halfway, lengthen, and exhale, fold. On an inhale, come all the way up to stand, lift the arms high. Exhale, bring hands to heart center. Inhale to lift the arms. Exhale to fold. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, bring hands to the earth and step back into downward facing dog. Go ahead and bring the knees to the earth. You can sort of cross your shins and come to your seat. We're going to come into a bridge pose. And you'll have the option of taking a supported bridge with your block. So have that nearby, like within hands reach, in case you do want that. Coming all the way onto your back. And we'll set up the feet. So with the arms long next to the body, you should be able to graze the backs of the heels with your middle fingers. And if you do want to take a restorative passive bridge, which is a beautiful option for an evening wind down, you're going to lift the hips and place the block underneath the sacrum, resting the hips on the block. And this is where you will hang out. In fact, I think this is where I will hang out. This feels really nice. If you would like a more active bridge pose, same idea. You're going to press into the feet. You're going to lift the hips. But instead of resting it on a block, you're going to continue to press the hips towards the sky and maybe snuggle the shoulders underneath you and clasp the hands, coming into your active bridge pose. This kind of restorative bridge with the block is really nice at the end of a day. Such a nice sensation for the lower back. So whether you spend your day sitting or you spend your day on your feet, the lower back tends to feel a lot of strain either way. So this is a really nice pose. If you are in a more active bridge, you can feel free to release that pose whenever you feel ready. If you are in a supported bridge, you can stay right here. If you're taking more active back bends, you're going to come into one more bridge pose. If wheel is in your practice and you feel up for it, we haven't really warmed up for that. So if you're very familiar with wheel and you really want to take it, feel free. Otherwise, find another bridge pose or chill right here with a supported bridge. It is really nice. And if you're in a more active back bend, go ahead and bring yourself down. If you did take a more active back bend, windshield wiper the legs to either side a few times to neutralize the back. If you've got a block underneath you, you can stay for another breath or two. Alrighty, if you're on a block, go ahead and lift the hips, move the block out from underneath you, bringing the low back onto the earth. Go ahead and hug the knees in towards the chest, giving them a loving squeeze here. And from here, go ahead and roll yourself up into a seat. We're going to come into a seated forward fold. And for this forward fold, I'm actually going to recommend keeping the knees bent. So a really nice option for this, if you have two blocks handy, is to bring the blocks underneath the knees. So blocks will give you quite a bit of height in the knees, and this will allow you to really just kind of melt down onto the legs and surrender into this. So it'll give you a really nice stretch in the lower back. If you would like to feel more of a stretch in the hamstrings, you can also play with a blanket or a towel. You'll roll it into a little Tootsie Roll, and that will come underneath the knees. So that'll bring the knees a little closer to the earth, so you'll get a little bit more hamstring opening as well as low back, but still maintaining a bit of a bend in the knees. So decide where you'd like to go with this forward fold. We're gonna be here for a few breaths. If you're in a forward fold with the knees closer to the earth and you feel like your head's kind of hanging in space, you can also bring a block sort of in between the legs and then let the forehead rest on the block. That's nice. Two more breaths here. And gently lift the torso. We're going to come into a diamond pose. So you can move the blanket out from underneath you, or if you have any props. You're going to bring soles of the feet together. So like your Baddha Konasana, but you want a long diamond shape. So the feet are going to be farther away from the body. Make sure you're sitting up on sit bones and not rolling back on tailbone. If you feel like you're kind of rolling back on your seat, feel free to bring a blanket or a small cushion underneath your seat. It'll help to give you a bit of lift here. So you've got a nice long diamond shape. And from here, we're going to find these nice side stretches. So what you're going to do is you're going to bring the right forearm underneath the right leg. So you're going to thread it under so that the right hand is kind of outside the right foot. And then the left hand is going to come to the inside of the left thigh, kind of just above the knee. And then from here, you're going to press the leg away as you straighten the left arm. And you should feel all kinds of goodness all along the left side, like the lower left side. So the QL on the left side. It's a really nice stretch for that. Take 2 more breaths. And then release, come to center. You can move the right arm out from underneath the right leg and we'll switch sides. So threading left forearm underneath the left leg, left hand will be sort of outside the left foot. The right hand will come to the inside of the right thigh just above the knee. And then gently press the leg away as you straighten the right arm. Feel all the good stuff. And then gently release. Come to center. Move the left arm out from underneath the left leg. And from here, we'll come into a Supta Baddha Konasana. So the soles of the feet will stay together. You can move your seat up a little closer to your feet. And we'll come to lie on our backs. So we're going to be on our backs with our legs in this butterfly shape. If this feels like it's too much on the knees or on the hips, feel free to bring a couple blocks underneath the knees to support them. So you can be here with the blocks underneath. If you don't need the blocks, obviously don't use the blocks, but they are a nice option if you feel like this is a bit too much for your hips or your knees. You can allow the hands to rest wherever feels comfortable. We're going to take a few breaths here. And as we wind down this practice, as you wind down your day, see if you can imagine with each exhale, letting go of another little bit of the day. Releasing this day, preparing yourself for the rest of your evening and then tomorrow. If you'd like to stay with the soles of the feet together just like this for your Shavasana, please feel free. If you feel ready to release that, you can extend the legs long, feet about as wide as your mat. You can release the arms next to the body with the palms turned up towards the sky. Take a big breath in, fill up the belly. Exhale, let it go. Take 2 more like that. Big inhale. Open the mouth, release. 1 more, biggest breath of the day. Let it go. And allow your breath to move on its own natural rhythm in and out. And allow yourself to surrender the weight of your body down into the earth beneath you. If you have more time for Shavasana and you'd like to stay, please feel free to stay. Otherwise, you can bring some gentle movement into your fingers and toes, wrists and ankles. Extend the arms long overhead and take a nice long stretch. Bring these soles of both feet flat onto your mat and roll onto the side of your choice. Using the top hand to help press you up, make your way into a comfortable seat. Bring the palms to touch at heart center. And let's seal this practice with the sound of Om. Take a deep inhale. Thank you for allowing me to lead you in practice this evening. Namaste. Thank you guys so much for joining me here on the mat for this evening wind down. Have a beautiful rest of your day and evening. I'll meet you back here on the mat next time.